Folks, it's a November Sunday evening here in Bellevue, Washington. I'm here to go to Valve tomorrow morning, check out some mysterious hardware. We will find out what that is very soon. But right now I got time to kill, and it's just me. It's just me. I'm a Bedanza without a Bajanza. And if you want to get a sense of how boring it is traveling without Jan Ochoa, my plans are to find coffee that will keep me awake to a reasonable time. And then I realized I didn't pack a belt. So I'm going to go look for a belt. So yeah, between now and falling asleep, I'm just looking for coffee and a belt. Get out of here, Jan, please. Do you know Jan? Do you know Jan? Jan Ochoa? Have you seen him? Yeah, Jan? No? I bet Jan would have a good joke about heezy haulers. Hey Jan, I feel like the people watching right now might not have a full grasp on the extensive travel history we have together and just how heartbreaking this is for me to not have you here. So, right now, go ahead, you can put together you can have me narrate over like, oh, hey, remember when we were in Copenhagen together? And then we were in Germany together, and New York City, Boston, Seattle, elsewhere. Find great clips. You do it in slow-mo, make it look really wistful and nostalgic. Thanks, Jan. Handmade cheese? You can do it. Oh no. No. All right, it's the morning. I slept the best I could given the circumstances. I still feel very lost right now. Jan was supposed to land.
Dan, I'm here.
Jan?
I'm holding the camera.
It's me!
Oh, Jan.
Oh, Dan.
I had to order a coffee without you.
Dan, should we do like a memento style thing? Like where, I don't want you to get a tattoo,
Okay.
but like a post-it note you keep in your wallet.
Of a coffee order?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's usually pretty much all the same thing, right?
Yeah, just like
Americanos,
two,
lattes.
not the same thing, but
Okay.
yeah.
I
like,
could have ordered legitimate poison without you there, and I wouldn't have known any better.
yeah. We should have two columns, hot column, cold column.
Okay, I like them both.
There we go.
Well, you're here now, Jan.
I am here.
Bajanza.
Bedanza.
We're here at Valve, that building.
Over there.
The Half-Lives are in there.
Yeah.
We were here almost exactly in this spot 2 years ago.
Ooh,
Almost
time,
exactly 2 years ago.
time flies by.
Yes, and we were talking about, we were summoned here by Valve 2 years ago.
Yes.
And I can't remember if they specifically said it was Steam Deck related. They might have said that last time. And so I remember us wondering like, oh, is this gonna be, the Steam Deck 2? Is this gonna be this or that? And it wound up being the OLED,
Yes.
which I love the OLED. I use it all the time, hundreds of hours since we got that. Now we're here again. Valve has summoned us once again. It is not Steam Deck related this time.
Okay.
They did say this is a hardware thing they were going to show us.
Okay, so Steam hardware, the top things that come to mind outside of the Steam Deck is, what do they call it?
VR, virtual reality.
No, their helmet.
Oh, the Vive, the HTC Vive. They had the Index.
Index,
They had the Index.
that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking of.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. But I don't know, like, VR, is it still a thing worth pursuing?
That is the thing. If it is VR,
Yeah.
then I have a lot of questions about like, okay, I assume this would be a standalone thing. What would differentiate this from something like a MetaQuest 3? Because like they have made it easier to play VR Steam games on like the MetaQuest. You can do like the Steam VR link and everything. So I've been able to get that working, but it's still there's some finickiness. You got to have it running on your PC here. You have to like load it up. There's Wi-Fi and stuff like that can determine how actually good it is. So like it is not I do want a thing where I just have my Steam library on a headset and it's not a pain in the ass to do. Like Luminous is
God.
about out.
Yeah.
I want to be able to just play that in VR and not have to sync with stuff or anything.
Yeah.
So, yes, I understand VR would be maybe the first thing we jump to. Now, I was looking up the rumors. I don't know how much you've heard.
The rumors and innuendo.
Rumors and innuendo, pyro and ballyhoo. The Steam Frame is the stuff.
Frame.
There have been some. I was doing my research. I'm a journalist, Jan.
Yeah.
I'm always saying that.
You're hacking the mainframe.
I've hacked the mainframe as a journalist. I'm Woodward and Bernstein in one guy right now.
I know who those people
It's
are.
a history reference.
Okay.
Journalism.
Journalism.
So, the rumors of the Steam Frame are some form of like console headset. Like it sounds like it's a standard. Like I saw rumors of $1,200. I saw rumors of a headset and a controller. Like I saw mock-ups and stuff of like MetaQuest looking. Like two-hand
wand
control.
stuff.
That style. But again, I don't know. Like there was like data leaks and data mining and stuff like that. So I don't know how much of this is speculation or anything. It's like whenever there's like an iPhone coming out and you always see like this is what it's probably going to look like.
Right.
I don't know how accurate any of this stuff is.
Okay.
So that is to say, you thought VR. The rumors were pointing towards some sort of headset situation, and I think they said there were like some trademarks for the Steam Frame and things like that. So those are kind of the things floating around out there on the internet right now before we go find out the actual story. But yeah, we are like a half hour away from going in to Valve, and they are going to show us what this thing is.
Yeah, do you have any other thoughts of what it could potentially be, Dan? Like, I mean, outside of looking at the leaks and everything, anything else floating around?
I mean, if it is VR, the main thing I would want is for it to be more powerful, obviously, especially if it's a high price point, like the rumors were saying.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to play something like a Half-Life Alyx in the best fidelity. Like, this would be the third time I tried to play Half-Life Alyx. I tried it when it first came out, and I had to have it connected to the computer and all that. And like I didn't.
Set up the beacons.
You had the lighthouses and all that stuff, and that's a pain in the ass. So I didn't play more than like an hour or so there.
Okay.
And then when they did the Steam VR link, where you could actually play Steam stuff on the MetaQuest 3, I played 3 or 4 hours of it on that, and I was like, wow, this is without a doubt the best VR game I've ever played.
Oh.
But it was finicky enough to where I didn't really want to mess with it. So I want this to be a thing where it'll play locally, or I don't know if it's going to have like multiple parts to this thing where it will be more powerful than just like a MetaQuest and play things locally. I want to be able to play Half-Life Alyx is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so question for you, Dan. If it is going to be a VR thing, do you think it's going to, in a standalone VR helmet, do you think it's going to be a big honking thing that you slap on, or like?
I don't know. I think I would prefer to have maybe a smaller form factor. I want comfort. I don't want to, like, that's the thing that's kept me from VR for a long time. It's just like, even with the MetaQuest, it's just this thing, and I get sweaty, and it's a whole deal. You feel disconnected from the outside world, even with the pass-through.
Yeah.
So improvements all around on that is kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm not super in tune with where VR tech is at right now, so I'm interested to see what Valve might be doing with it.
I would like to see VR just become the thing everyone thought it was going to be 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It never took off to that level.
No.
I think if anybody could do it, I mean, if it has, connect your Steam library to it, the amount of games there are good ways to play it in like 2D and stuff like that. That'd be awesome,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm going in with my normal amount of healthy VR skepticism, assuming this is a VR-related thing.
Yeah.
But it's Valve. They've shown with the Steam Deck, obviously, they can do hardware very right.
Super well.
So, hey, fingers crossed this is going to be something very cool.
Okay,
Cool.
we'll see.
Put your hands up.
But Danza.
This is the new Steam controller, and the first question might be why a new Steam controller and why now? So when we made the first Steam controller, it was primarily focused for PC mouse and keyboard games.
Yeah.
And it got a great following in our community. A lot of people really like it for the ability to do mouse and keyboard games. But as we got feedback from that games that were made for traditional controller inputs, it was somewhat lacking in some areas. So when we came to the Steam Deck, we took what we learned from the original Steam controller and we added sticks on both sides. We added a traditional D-pad, and we took the best bits of that and the best bits of other controllers and created the Steam Deck controller system. And so we got a lot of feedback from the Steam Deck team, or the Steam Deck customers, that they really liked this input set. It gave them the ability to play all their games on Steam. And for us, it's really about playing all your games on Steam, wherever Steam runs, on all hardware that runs Steam.
That was my experience, because like I know that this was here for mouse and keyboard, but I do probably more platformers and action games and stuff, controller style, and so this was the sweet kind of middle ground there, where it's like, okay, if I do need to use a mouse here, and the haptics and stuff on the trackpad were fantastic. So seeing all of this put into that is very appealing.
Right.
Can I hold this here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wow. Oh, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, take it off.
Yeah, so you may notice this is one of the new features that we've added to this controller. We call this the Steam Controller Puck.
Oh.
It's a wireless receiver, but it's also a way to charge the device.
Okay, nice. So it's a dongle and a charger in one.
Right.
I like the way this feels a lot. It kind of makes me think of the Dreamcast controller, which I always kind of like. They had those grooves on the back. It was a little taller than other ones. Like I really like the way this feels in the hand here. You can get like a full grip on it here. Feels great.
Yeah, for the Steam controller, we took the best bits from the Steam Deck, but we also fixed the we improved the ergonomics for controller environment. You can see like the trackpads are clocked and canted.
Also, the way the fingers rest kind of right on these grip buttons here are really natural. Like these are pretty common now, but I always feel like they're kind of awkwardly placed. This feels really good here. Should I load up Balatro here?
Yeah, we can jump right into demos if you'd like.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah, I can walk you through some of the demos. We have 3 different play mechanic demos that I can walk you through. Have you played Balatro before?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What I've got here is the trackpad is controlling the mouse, but I've also set up a button press on this left trackpad.
Okay.
So in this particular game, you see when I click the mouse, the game has this extra animation that shows only when you're using mouse and keyboard.
Right,
If you were just using the traditional controls, you weren't getting some of that extra polish that the game has in it. So give that a shot. So this trackpad is your mouse, and then there's this portion of the trackpad on the left is the click.
So can you make it so like this is left click and this is right click here? Okay,
Yep.
awesome.
And I think that's exactly the way this is set up.
Okay, so this would be good for like moving around your jokers up here and everything if you want to like reorder them. Let's go with the flush. Yeah, that feels really good. Yeah, it's got that same haptics too that I really like from the Steam Deck.
Yeah, very very similar set of hardware.
Nice.
So then let me show you one more demo you got here. So now, this is one of the new features on this controller is called Grip Sense. So we've implemented capacitive sensors in the grips in this area here, and in this area here. And the way that this is set up is the gyro is now controlling the mouse. And I can turn off and on the gyro by releasing my hand on the grip sensor.
Oh, wow.
So here it's enabled, here I open my hand, it's disabled. So if you imagine this is an FPS type game, if I'm moving the camera and I run into the edge, I can release, I can re-ratchet, and then keep going.
So are you just loosening your grip basically?
Yeah, so I'm just getting my fingers off. So there's a capacitive sensor here.
Oh, wow.
And my fingers are just either on it or off of it. So here, give that a shot.
Is this the same? Did you switch the layout, or is it still the same, like kind of left click?
Now it's more back to the AB for the select.
Oh, that's awesome. That feels great. And so if I wanted to, I could make it so like, okay, so R2 here is basically my left click.
Right,
and,
you could configure it however you want within Steam Input.
Oh, that's really sharp, okay. And can you explain, so you hear a lot about like Hall effect, thumbsticks, and magnetic. I mean, are those kind of one and the same or similar?
Yeah,
or?
so Hall effect is just a sensing technology, and we use a new sensing technology called TMR, which is just an evolution of Hall sensing. It has, in this case, lower power use with the same fidelity. So, and it's the sensors themselves. So they're called magnetic thumbsticks because they have magnets that are moving and then a sensor that detects those magnetic fields. So for the X and the Y axis, we're using a magnetic sensing technology to do the thumbstick function.
And long term, that'll help prevent things like drift and everything, right? So, okay,
yeah,
great.
Absolutely. So we talked about the Steam Controller Puck, and this is a really convenient way to charge your device. One of the things I like the most about it is just how easy it is to pop it off and put it back on. You know, compare that to plugging in a USB-C
Yeah,
connector.
yeah.
This is so much
Wow.
quicker. So if you want to get in and out of gaming fast,
Yeah.
you know, it's a lot less effort.
So you don't even, just a slight pull basically, and that'll disconnect. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, does this come with the controller?
Yep, the controller comes with the Steam controller puck, and it's the wireless receiver. It also supports up to 4 Steam controllers.
One puck, 4 controllers.
One puck will do 4 Steam controllers. Now, the Steam controller also supports Bluetooth, so if you don't have this and you want to connect via Bluetooth, it still supports that. But
Okay. Just a handier way to do it. And is this a better connection?
yeah,
than
because
Bluetooth?
it's a low latency protocol that provides a better, more reliable link. And then as you add more controllers up to 4, you don't lose latency. Whereas with Bluetooth, you might see a degradation
Right.
in performance.
Okay.
The fourth thing we wanted to highlight was we've added high definition rumble motors to the device. So we get higher fidelity haptic experiences for customers. So it's just the motors in here provide a more immersive experience because they can handle complex waveforms, and yeah, it's just a little bit of an improvement over previous generation.
Now, would a game have to like design for that in mind, or will it just make rumble across the board feel better?
It'll just make it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
We're also seeing a lot of people take their Steam Decks and dock them to their TV and use that primarily as their primary gaming device. But we thought that if we were to make something that is purpose-built for that use case, we can do better. And that's what ultimately is. For people who love the SteamOS experience, the people who love the convenience of SteamOS, this is just a different form factor of that. The biggest thing that this gives us is that it's way more performant. The Steam Deck is a handheld device, so we had limitations of weight, limitations of battery life. Something like this, those no longer apply, and so we can give you up to 6 times the performance of a Steam Deck. So for like a 4K TV, this is able to play all the Steam catalog at 4K 60, using upscaling with FSR, for example. But we also wanted to make sure that the convenience of SteamOS is still there, and we largely do that in 3 ways. The first one is we wanted it to be as quick and as fast and friction-free as we can to be able for you to get in and out of your games. So we have fast suspend resume, just like that, so you can pause your game at any point. You can walk away, come back any point, days later, weeks later, and be playing within seconds.
Multiple games? Or is it just one at a time, like last played?
You can actually do multiple games. We typically find that for performance reasons, it's always best to have one game running at a time. But if you want to have multiple games running, you can. It's just the more you have, some performance will be lost there.
It's like closing out apps on your phone after a while.
Yeah,
Free up some
exactly.
space.
But another thing we did is that the Steam machine can now control your TV and your media and your AV equipment via CEC. So with a single button, the Steam machine will wake up, turn the TV on for you, turn your soundbar on for you, and configure all your inputs to the right channel, so you can be playing games with a single button press within seconds. I'm not sure how familiar you are with CEC. It's very difficult to get a desktop PC to support CEC. But for us, since we're making our own custom motherboard, that's something we're able to do. The other thing we did is the Steam machine can update your software, your OS, your games, keep your cloud sync saved in the background while you're away from the device, so you don't have to be waiting for games to update when you want to play.
Oh, great.
So hopefully, our goal is for you to be able to, whenever you're ready to play, you'll be playing within seconds, and you're not wasting precious time waiting for things to update. And then the last thing that I want to highlight is the Steam actually controller integration. So just like Jeff mentioned, we took the wireless modem out of the Steam controller puck and we built it directly into the Steam machines. So you can get the same wireless experience without needing anything plugged in. You can still keep the puck as a charging station. So like in a living room environment, with a lot of people here just living behind their couch, and they can charge the controller that way, and the Steam machine is working on the media console. But if you have a different gaming PC, you can leave it plugged into there, and then you can move your controller back and forth really easily. And we found that works pretty well. But yeah, so this is essentially a SteamOS-based gaming device but it's a PC. It's really important. That's the reason it's really important for us. You can run any software you want on it. You can run any game regardless of where you bought it from. If you want to install different OSs on it, you can install different OSs on it. There is a desktop environment that works really well. It's a very good productivity machine. So it can easily be your primary computing and gaming device if you wanted to.
The thing I think about immediately with this is, like my family, we didn't grow up with like gaming PCs,
Sure.
so we were very much a console family. So through my job, I've definitely gotten used to gaming on PC. But like my sister, for instance, she loves games, but she's only had consoles.
Yep.
And so if a game is only on PC, she's just like, well, I guess I can't play that. She doesn't have a Steam Deck or anything.
Yeah.
But this feels to me like something that she doesn't need to know Windows. She doesn't need to know like if it is streamlined in the way a Steam Deck is. She could have this and just play games, PC games on her TV,
Exactly.
and it works fine.
This is one of the big things we're trying to solve with the Steam machine. A lot of people would love to be in PC gaming, but they're too intimidated by it. That's easier said than done, right? But like we think we've accomplished that in a few ways. The first one is this has enough performance to play any game you want on Steam, right? You don't have to worry about, I play these games, what GPU do I need to buy?
Right.
I play these games, do I have enough performance? So our message to people is this has enough performance to play any game on Steam. We also have one performance target. So you don't need to go on our website and be like, there's 3 different levels of performance. Which one do I need? There's only one Steam machine with one performance target. So you're it's a lot easier for people to make purchase decisions that way as well.
Do you mind if I hold it?
Oh, please, yeah. And while you hold it, I'm going to point out a few things. So the back, you'll see there's a display port and HDMI. So you can do dual monitors.
Okay.
You can actually do more than 2 monitors if you do like an MST hub or DisplayPort. Daisy chaining, people who have 4, you can technically do that as well.
So I can DisplayPort out to my computer monitor and also simultaneously go out to my TV, and I can just have it duplicated on both, or can you do extend?
You can do extend in the desktop mode. If you do the gamepad UI or GameScope, it is 1 monitor at a time, but in the desktop environment, you can do multiple monitors. There's an Ethernet port on the back as well. That's gigabit Ethernet. We have 2 USB-A ports and a USB Type-C, USB 3 Gen 2, so 10 gigs. Then on the front, you'll notice there's also 2 USB-A ports and a micro SD card slot. The micro SD card slot is great for upgrading your storage. So we know that games these days take a lot of space, and you can be able to use an SD card to get more storage that way. But also, if you have a Steam Deck, you can move your library back and forth, just like we talked about previously.
Yeah.
And so we just want to show you what this looks on the inside.
I was told not to bring a screwdriver.
Yes,
So.
we have those screws for you. So a few things to point out. The first one is the power supply is fully integrated. So this is the power supply right here. There is no external brick with this at all. So yeah, exactly. So you just have the AC cord to the outlet, and that's all you need.
Oh, great.
The SSD is really easily accessible. So if you want to upgrade your storage, you can. We can accommodate up to 2280 form factor for people who are into that. And the DDR, the memory, is upgradable. We use SODIMM, which is like a laptop form factor. But another thing that I kind of wanted to point while we have this here is we have 4 antennas on this product. The 2 in the back are for Wi-Fi, and we support Wi-Fi 6E, so that's like tri-band, 2.45 and 6 gigahertz. So you get really great Wi-Fi connection. But we also have 2 antennas in the front. This one here is for Bluetooth, and it's dedicated. So most consumer electronics will share an antenna between Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. But we found that by separating them, we're able to put the Bluetooth antenna in the perfect spot for Bluetooth, facing the user, and then put leave the Wi-Fi antenna where it's optimal for Wi-Fi. But also, because they're not sharing time, you get more performance. And for gaming applications where latency and bandwidth are critical, this gives an advantage over sharing an antenna. But we also have this one here that is just for the Steam controller. And the reason why we did this is, if you have a whole bunch of Bluetooth devices, especially like Bluetooth audio, for example, is pretty bandwidth hungry. We didn't want that to take away from your Steam controller experience. So with this antenna here, you can get up to 4 Steam controllers with no loss in performance whatsoever, regardless of how many Bluetooth devices you have here. The other thing that I'm not sure if you noticed, but this here is magnetic.
Oh.
So this is meant to make it easy to clean your device, but also offers a great way to customize your machine to kind of fit your living room aesthetics better. We will make these the 3D files available for those so people can go wild with them. We have some examples of what that could look like in the B-roll area. But again, we think it's customizability is something that's important for PC gamers. But for this device specifically, because it's going to be featured in your living room, I think it's important for it to kind of fit in and look like it belongs there.
Can I pull this off?
Yeah, please.
At a high level, we see Steam Frame as kind of a fundamental shift in the way that we look at VR. Rather than, like Valve Index, being a PC VR accessory to play your PC VR games on, we see Steam Frame as just a new way to play your entire Steam library. Steam Frame, we made the headset itself as lightweight and comfortable as we could. We spent a lot of time making it really compact, and we also spent a lot of time from a both hardware and a software standpoint making it as easy to get into a game as possible. So you'll notice there are no base stations, there's no poles or things drilled into the walls, no wires, it's all wireless. So you really can just put it on, wake it up, and you're playing a game. Second thing is, because we wanted this to play your entire library, we wanted it to be able to handle both VR games and non-VR games, which means our input needed to be able to handle VR games and non-VR games. So if you look at the controllers, the split gamepad layout enables 2D gaming or non-VR gaming without having to switch controllers, but it also has all the things you would expect from motion controls.
Yeah, so if I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2, I can just load that up, change the screen size,
Gigantic screen, which you'll see later, yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
And then if you want to go into Half-Life Alyx, then you're just, okay, now I'm in an immersive environment using my motion controls.
Now, if I wanted to play with like a 8-bit Do controller, just Bluetooth and
Everything
play like
connects,
normal?
yeah. You can play or you can play the Steam controller
Sure.
connected here. And actually it has IR LEDs, so you can see it tracked while you're in VR.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, so we did a lot of stuff to make sure things could work well together too. The third thing about Steam Frame is that it's a streaming first headset. So when we say play your entire Steam library, we mean streaming from your PC or laptop. And we did a lot of work, made a lot of very intentional decisions about our hardware and software to make sure that the streaming experience was as good as possible. And Jeremy has a lot of stuff to say about that later.
So in terms of like, what was it, a couple years ago or so, there was the Steam VR Link you could do. Is it something akin to that, basically, just more streamlined?
A lot of the similar technology. It's kind of like advanced remote play kind of stuff. Like streaming is something that we've been doing all the way since Steam Link back in 2015, and it's just gotten better and better. So this actually has some new technology in it, some of which is hardware-based, some of which is software-based. Some of it is inventing new technology that Jeremy's going to tell you about today. It's a really good experience. So
cool.
You'll get to see it for yourself. Let's see. So we covered streaming, and then the last thing is we also know that you're not always going to be next to your PC or laptop to stream games from. So we wanted to make sure that Steam Frame could play games by itself, standalone. So to that end, we made Steam Frame a PC. So this is actually running an ARM chip, running SteamOS, which has a lot of implications because getting SteamOS to run on ARM means that Proton needed to be improved and plussed. So we were using a technology called FEX, which is under the umbrella of Proton, which does all the translation and emulation from x86 to ARM.
So we saw that you can take a micro SD card from your Steam Deck, put it into the Steam machine,
Yes.
and it all just works seamlessly and everything. Can you take that same and throw it in here?
It's all SteamOS. Yeah, there's an SD card in here that Jeremy will show you in a bit, and you can just plug it in and your library is there.
Nice.
Starting with the headset, I think the biggest thing that I sort of start with is the fact that Valve Index was a PC accessory. This is a PC. This is a computer, and more specifically, this is the computer.
Oh, wow.
So this is the core module. That includes...
So light.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a little less than 190 grams, and we went to a substantial effort to make that as light as possible. Wow. That is usually one of the heaviest parts of the headset. In our case, we've tried to keep it as close as possible, and then you'll see, as Joy will talk about in a moment, how we tried to balance between the front and rear. But that is the entire headset that has the tracking system, that has the display, the optics, the cameras on the exterior, eye tracking cameras, the RAM, right? This is the full compute. It's a 4 nanometer Snapdragon ARM processor. And that's the entire compute unit.
I
But
can't believe the weight here.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna help so much with comfort, where it's not like kind of dragging down your head. You know.
absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
we've made every effort to pull as much weight as possible out of that design. The reason I was able to take it off is because it's a modular design, and Joy is going to talk about that a little bit.
Great. So the base gasket separates with 3 snaps along the front here, and that's just right underneath the face interface. 1, 2, 3. But this modular design includes the battery at the back, and so it balances the front weight at the front, so it sits very even
yeah.
on your head. And then we also have the audio in this module. So you may not have noticed, but there's audio here and here on the sides, and that's integrated into the space gasket. So we wanted to make it as loud and as much bass as possible in the super lightweight, comfortable, portable form factor. So there's actually 2 drivers per side to help fit in the curved shape. So you have double the sound. And because it makes so much sound, it can actually interfere with the sensitive electronics. And so the tracking system could actually jump. And so what we did is that we designed these 2 drivers to actually be oriented in opposite directions so that they would cancel their vibration, but you'd still have twice as much sound coming out.
A lot of stuff to think about when you're making a
Yeah.
VR
Yeah.
headset, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Enjoy's the acoustic engineer. So.
Yes. Also in this sort of modular design, you can imagine people might have different ideas regarding battery or different ideas regarding audio, and so we designed something that is modular with that in mind. We don't have anything to announce regarding other base gaskets today, but you can imagine that was the intention. There's also a micro SD card here, so you can take your games from your Steam Deck and pop them in. And then there's a USB-C on the back for charging.
Okay.
Or you could have an accessory battery if you would prefer. It's USB 2.0, so also any sort of accessory you want to plug in, you can use that port as well.
So for a fully put together one like this, if I wanted to access the micro SD, I would just need to take.
But you don't actually have to take anything apart.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
You just pull that out,
Oh, okay.
push it in, and the magnet is reattached.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say when you took it off,
Yeah.
like, oh, it's probably a pain to put it back on.
Nope.
Oh.
It just goes back.
Do you mind if I try?
Yeah, please.
That's really cool.
We've got this concept of a headset that plays your VR catalog and non-VR games. So we wanted to come up with an input device that can control that same wide variety of content and to include them in the box so that you can do all the things that this device can do with everything that's included in the box. So that meant making VR controllers that could also play non-VR games like a gamepad. You can, of course, bring the Steam controller and pair that with this device to play those games that's supported. You can bring your own gamepad with Bluetooth or USB connectivity. You can even hook up a mouse and keyboard if you really want to. But we wanted to make sure that these could do everything.
So it's interesting. I'm noticing, you see these on other VR controllers and for grip buttons and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But let's say I am playing just a 2D game or something like that. Can these just be mapped to being back buttons?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is like an auxiliary back button. They're kind of critical for a lot of VR actions, but then in a non-VR game, it's an extra button we have to play with. What we'll show you today is the grip button, which will summon a laser pointer mouse, so that you can kind of always have access to a point-and-click interface within the game, in addition to the gamepad.
Now we noticed
That's just one example.
with the Steam controller, it had that great mode where it's like it basically function as a mouse just by pointing at the screen. Let's say I'm playing with the Steam controller. Does that mouse functionality translate here?
Yes, in fact, you have 2 of those because it's a split design. So for VR tracking, these use an integrated gyro, one in each hand. That's really critical for good, accurate VR tracking. They also have 18 infrared LEDs in each of these controllers, not just in the face here, but on the back, in the handle, really anywhere where the camera might catch a glimpse at any kind of wide angle. So those 2 things together, and those LEDs are tracked by the forward-facing wide FOV cameras in the headset. So those 2 things together do the VR tracking. But when you're playing a non-VR game, you have these 2 really accurate gyros that you can use for that tilt aiming. So you can map them both separately. Through Steam Input, you can use one of them or the other, or both. We're still learning a lot about the flexibility of that. So some other things to cover this, these have some of the VR controller features that people really liked from Index. Every input surface is capacitive sensing. So we know which button you're pressing, we know roughly where your thumb is, including on the rest spot here, which is where a lot of people tend to put their thumb if they're pressing buttons. We also have capacitive sensing in the handle. So if you're familiar with Index's finger tracking, we do have capacitive sensing coverage for all 5 fingers, so we can still see when your fingers are opening and closing. And we do have, not on these, but there's an accessory that will be available at launch to add Index-style straps to these. So if somebody's used to playing with Index controllers and they really like opening and relaxing their hands, that's an option. We've found in a lot of our testing that it's very personal. Some people like using them, some don't. Some people like using them when they're playing their non-VR content, and some don't. So it's an option where people can get that accessory and they can attach it or remove it. It also has some adjustability.
One of the decisions we made is that we include this in the box. So this is our wireless adapter. You can pop off the top. Well, there you go. So it plugs into your PC or laptop, and it gives us a 6 gigahertz 6E connection between the headset and the PC.
Now, is this required, or is this just the
It is not
better
required,
option?
but we think it will be preferred by almost all of our customers.
Yeah, if it comes in the box, why not?
Like, once again, if you have amazing Wi-Fi, like, feel free to experiment, but I think
I'll be using this.
Yeah, I think in most cases it's nice.
Also, it's pre-paired and plug and play, so like.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah. One of the reasons we think people like it is not only because it's a dedicated connection, but it's also on the 6 gigahertz spectrum, which has a whole bunch of open channels. And furthermore, like, not having to go between your PC and your Wi-Fi means you get rid of an extra hop. So you have low latency, high robustness, and it's just generally a good solution.
And I assume, take that out, put it in your Steam machine, put it in your PC, just kind of swap it around as needed?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. On the other side of the headset, like on the headset side, this has dual radios and dual antennas. And what that allows us to do is to maintain that 6 gigahertz connection and to block it out exclusively for the VR data itself. So the visual frames, the audio information, those use the dedicated connection, and then all of the other traffic, like the normal internet traffic, if you're playing a multiplayer game, or streaming from a voice chat, or downloading games, like, this is a computer, right? So all of the normal ways a computer wants to talk to the internet, we route over the independent 5 gigahertz radio, and that talks to your Wi-Fi. So when you're doing all of those gaming experiences that require internet and bandwidth, they're not taking away from the visual experience.
So if you're doing like voice chat, things like that, like that's all going through here, and then like this is just about making the visuals and the gameplay and everything. That's cool.
And that's where even if you had a high quality router or home Wi-Fi, you still might want this just to allow both to coexist. Because it's really nice to be able to take advantage of the dual radios, because then it's just extra redundancy and reliability.
Yeah.
Then finally, all of these headsets have included eye tracking, very low latency eye tracking built in. And this drives a new technology we're introducing here, which we call foveated streaming. So if you're not familiar with the term, foveated generally refers to like where you're looking. There's a common technique called foveated rendering, which is where you have on the PC in the game or on the device, but the game does extra work making the pixels prettier. Think about like higher MSAA or higher render quality where you're looking. And then it borrows that compute from the periphery where you're not looking. We do something similar, but a little bit different, and that's we dedicate that same idea just to the wireless link itself. So what we do is, if you think about the fixed bandwidth of a link, we put as much of that information to where you're looking, and we borrow it from the places you're not. Okay. So, for example, in the demo we're going to show you today, the area that we do at highest resolution is about 10% of the frame, which means we get about a 10x improvement in effective bandwidth on the link. And it's bandwidth, but it's also robustness, it's also latency, and we get that improvement all the time independent of the game. Because it's like, we're going to be showing you Half-Life Alyx, but Alyx, this is just the plain vanilla build of Alyx. I think we might have tweaked the bindings a little bit for the controllers, but there's no optimizations that have been made to take advantage of this. The full VR catalog fully supports it.
Bajanza.
Badanza.
Interview me.
We were right. We did see a new Steam VR headset.
We did.
There was more.
That was 1/3 of the equation, Jan.
I know. I wasn't expecting 3 new things.
No, the rumors that I alluded to earlier today seemed largely. I mean, the rumors were a VR headset.
Yeah.
It was a VR headset, but then the 2 other things too, which I guess let's start with from the I don't want to say smallest to the biggest. They're all really cool.
Yes.
The controller is probably, I guess, the least kind of game-changing thing or whatever, but it is a very good controller. I like the way it feels a lot. Those back grip buttons feel fantastic. That first thought I had, I said it when I first grabbed it, was like, this reminds me of a Dreamcast controller.
After spending some time with it, I could see that for sure.
Yeah, where it's like tall. You know what I mean? And there's like a grip. There's that like kind of grip around the side there. But it doesn't feel like, I don't know, the Dreamcast controller, there was like wasted. There's a big VMU slot and all that. This was like trackpads, dual analog sticks,
paddles.
4 trigger buttons, the 4 grip buttons.
Capacitive touch.
The capacitive touch stuff, which I have to wrap my head around, because like there was the stuff when I was playing Cyberpunk, and it was kind of like, okay, so the like gyro controls activate when
You're holding the sticks and the controller.
It was a little, I wasn't exactly sure what was going on there, but like it made me want to, more than anything, obviously it can function just as a normal controller, and it's a good feeling controller. So no matter what, covered. But then there's, when you can customize all that stuff and do the capacitive stuff, the gyro stuff, people are going to do weird, cool things with that.
Totally.
And I'm curious to see how that goes. And oh my God, the pointer thing on that?
Amazing.
You know what? I feel like I undersold this controller, right? But let's start with the smaller thing. Like, no, that, I don't know if it's in the video, but like, like the Wii, you could point at the screen. Like, I remember thinking like, oh, it'd be so cool to have like a mouse on your TV. And like, obviously you can. I have a Bluetooth mouse. I have a big ass honking PC hooked up to my TV. And it honks. Yeah, it's an older model. It still honks. But I got a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard. And so that's a couple things back there on the couch I got to fiddle with. I don't exactly have like a lap board or anything. So the mouse thing, it's like sometimes just doing it on my knee or the couch or whatever. This, you just point at the screen like you would a Wii remote, but there's none of that Wii jankiness or lagginess or anything like that.
No,
it's just
no
perfect.
need for a sensor bar either.
No, it's just using the gyroscope and the accelerometer and all that stuff. So like that worked incredibly well.
The other thing with the controller, I like the little attachment charging device thing.
What do they call it? They called it the not the nub, not the dongle, not the
not dongle,
nubble, Dublin. What do they called it? Something. The puck.
The puck.
It was the puck, which I think that's a fun way. It's the puck.
Yeah, it was good. It was great. It didn't like leash you to the puck.
No.
If you needed to like quickly charge something, you can slap it on. It removes pretty quickly.
Well, and I like how you can like slide it and then like it like suck. I don't know if you have a clip of that, but it just like whoop sucks up in there. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that controller is awesome. It's cool how they did map everything from the Steam Deck down onto that controller. Yeah, that was great. And then I thought it was cool too that the puck they mentioned, like obviously that can be the dongle, but if you have the Steam machine, there's a built-in one there.
Yes. Speaking about the Steam machine, Dan, I've been holding it in all day. They made a GameCube.
Oh, I told them. I said, like, how long until they said you can customize the panels and stuff?
Front panel.
I said, I give it a month before somebody makes an atomic purple GameCube out of this thing.
Yep.
They slap a handle on it.
Oh my God.
It is the same proportions as a GameCube.
Yeah. It feels sturdy. We looked at it without its shell on. Got a little intimate with it.
Oh yeah.
That thing is gonna do gangbusters, Dan.
It is, and it is like heavier than a GameCube, but it's just, you can just tell they just put a lot of, it's just like, there's some real deal stuff going on there, and they packed it all into a tiny little box. Even like the back, the fan on the back. It's awesome that it just takes up the entire back, just this big fan.
Yeah.
But I meant what I said about like, when I'm traveling, when I go home, sure, obviously having a Steam Deck or Switch 2 is great, playing like, big games on the go. We're in an embarrassment of riches era of being able to play games on the go right now.
Totally.
But still, if I'm playing like, a really high fidelity, like an Elden Ring type game or whatever, there's still that tier of game that runs, but with some caveats on portable stuff.
Yeah.
And
the Valve folks we were talking to were saying it will run. It's like 6 times the power of a Steam Deck. So if a bunch of games already run completely fine and okay on a Steam Deck,
Yeah.
it's
6 times better than that.
It's going to be 6 times better than that, which in my math means good. Great.
Yeah. And so, yeah, what I was saying about the like traveling stuff is like, let's say I'm home for a week or something, and it's like I do want to have like a higher power gaming console there.
Yeah.
I can pack that thing. It's a square. It's not
yeah.
a weird giant PS5 shape.
Oh my God, that's out of all the things with modern consoles, I hate how ugly and not ergonomic isn't the right word, but like
Aesthetic.
aesthetic is one of the words, but they look like dumb modems versus
Well,
like here's like a compact cube that will do what you need it to do, and it'll have all of your Steam library. It has the same Steam OS.
Yeah.
Steam Deck OS.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Because I'm very used to that. I mean, the Steam Deck is probably one of my, not my most used console or game machine, period.
Yeah.
And I'm very used to that UI.
Yeah.
I love the way it works with like cloud saves and stuff like that. So to have all these things talk together to the point where it's like you can take the micro SD card out,
Amazing.
just throw it in there.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cool.
Super cool. And then like they in the little demo station they had for us, they showed off that this could be someone's PC.
Yeah, they set up that one with the, what was that? I don't know how to,
They had
plunger? Grinder? What is it?
No, not Grinder.
No? Can you run Grinder on it?
Let's go back.
You can sideload stuff.
They had a terminal running some code that's like, it was speaking Chuck language. I don't know.
Chuck language. I like that. All
But
right.
they also
Chucklish.
had like Chucklish. And obviously they had Steam, it was running a browser, but it was running Blender.
That's
Blender
the
is,
one.
I think, what you're thinking of.
I was thinking of
Yeah.
Blender, yes.
And when we were talking to some of the Valve folk, the possibility of it being used as like a production machine came up.
Well, yeah, they had it set up, the station you were talking
Yeah.
about. It took me a second to realize there wasn't a PC there.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's just kind of a sharp little desk setup. It's just like cool cube game
Yeah.
station, productivity station. Like, I kind of want to learn Linux a little more. It seems nice.
Yeah, me too. Bazite.
I keep saying that word. I
Yeah.
don't really know what that means, but it's something.
Yeah. But one of the use cases, Dan, besides taking on vacation, is you could give it to a friend or family member that may not be well versed with PCs or intimidated. We both have people like that in our lives.
Yep.
And this just solves that.
Well, because it is, like, if you are one of those people that doesn't play on PC, this is basically just a console.
Yes.
It is a box that you plug it, HDMI cable into, and plug it into the wall without the need of the, the no brick thing is fucking awesome. I
Oh
think.
my God.
Yeah.
That thing, so smart. We couldn't really hear how quiet it was because of like the HVAC in the room, but it's got a big honking fan.
I got up on one of them when I was playing Cyberpunk
Yeah.
in that last room, and like, it's quiet as hell.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got a fun little customizable light bar.
Yeah.
The whole thing about it being able to just display to you that it's like downloading something, or there's like a progress bar you can set, seems cool. I'm excited to see what people will do with it to make it funky. Parentheses positive.
I'm trying to think. You make like a sub goal on Twitch, like when your Steam machine fills up.
Yeah.
When your coffee's ready.
Or like when your DoorDash is nearby.
That's great. Oh, a Domino's pizza tracker.
Oh my God!
It just left the oven. It's on the way. Yeah.
We have ideas. And then, Dan, we saw the mythic third thing that we predicted, the Steam frame.
Yeah, we predicted. Yeah, we data mined it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we chucked.
We didn't. If you're watching, Val,
No.
it was not us.
Not us.
No.
Not us. And that thing, holy smokes, Dan.
The weight of the front, like the actual computer part of it,
Yes.
is so. It's like lighter than like a remote control.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that's running everything.
Yeah.
And then you got the battery on the back. It is, when you put it on your head, it is so perfectly, like, I feel like everything, like the MetaQuest, it's all here, and it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
The MetaQuest isn't like super heavy, but it's still, everything's up here on your goddamn face, you know?
And then like even with the MetaQuest, being a fellow glasses person, I struggle to put it on sometimes.
Sure.
This, even with like, you and I have relatively big frames of glasses, and it fit completely fine. I didn't get the eyeball smush
Nope.
that happens afterwards?
It's got the same thing the MetaQuest has with the dial for your
Yes.
eye distance and all that stuff. But yeah, it didn't smush up against my face. I didn't feel like I didn't notice any big red marks around you or anything. God, the micro SD thing there, even the foam attaching with magnets was really cool.
Love magnets.
Magnets are great.
Magnets are good.
You know what I'm a sucker for? Here's where you can use that B-roll.
Okay.
Is the ergonomics thing.
Yes.
That extra pack. They said
Oh
I
my
think that's
God.
going to be. There was something about like every other since the Wiimote and probably before in every MetaQuest or VR thing, they dangle from like a little wristband thing.
Yeah.
This is it's like almost like a little like palm glove that you put in there, and it just feels like they're just like attached to your hand, which feels awesome. And then it has the top strap too, if you want that extra level.
And then they demonstrated to us playing it in a game natively, and you were like playing Hades 2 in the Void for a bit.
I blew that screen up really big.
Yeah.
And it was very cool. I was in the Void, I wasn't doing pass-through on that one. Man, that seems like a real nice way to play games. Like, I forgot who was telling us here, where it's like, it'd just be a nice thing to have next to you on the couch. And like, I could see myself playing a game, big screen on that. Like, that was fantastic. Or movies.
Oh my God. Yeah. Having a movie or like a YouTube tutorial on the side as you're trying to do play a game or whatever.
Yeah.
Great. And then they demonstrated the streaming to us with Half-Life Alyx.
Yes, so it came with that
That's
little
a
dongle.
good game.
Half-Life Alyx is really cool. The flick thing, that's really fun.
Yeah. Also, just like it feel good.
Yeah, it feel very good.
Yeah.
This will be my third time trying to play it, and the only thing that stopped me in the past was VR horseshit getting in the way.
Yeah.
Now I really feel like this is like, okay, everything, the universe is giving me this game and saying this is now the time to fully experience this.
And also no beacons, or lighthouses,
No.
right? No need for that.
Tiny little box.
And it came with another dongle, this time a dongle. That will do like a separate kind of signal for the stream
It's
from the PC.
just the game. So like, you don't have to use your Wi-Fi because like when you do like the Steam VR Link stuff, it is using your Wi-Fi. So if you have shitty Wi-Fi or you're a few rooms over or whatever, it's like it can be funky. That's how I tried to play Half-Life Alyx last time. It is dedicated, like sending just the visual and gameplay information directly without having to use Wi-Fi locally.
Yes.
And then it's using like for other stuff, voice chat and other things it needs the internet for. That goes over Wi-Fi. So, you know what, Jan? You ever just talk to smart people and you think, God damn it, I'm stupid? You ever think that?
Yeah. Any and every time we visited Valve.
Or or just day to day in general, but specifically with Valve. Those folks talking about what they do there, it's just like, God damn it, you're really good at this.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like, I can appreciate the level of attention to detail because they also seem like people that want to and do use all of these things.
Oh, it was very clear talking to all these, like, these were gamers, yes.
Hey, like, we took what we learned from, like, the original Steam box and Steam controller, the Index, the Vive, and, like, we've applied all of that knowledge to the Steam Deck, now the new Steam controller, the Steam Machine, and, like, the Steam frame. I'm not... I think I thought I was immune, Dan, from wanting a new VR headset.
Me too.
But this one is pretty slick.
And just the whole package with that. The word ecosystem, I feel like, has never been more apt. It's like between the Steam Deck, playing games on PC on Steam, and the frame, and the Steam Machine. Like, it's just like, man, that's kind of where I want to play everything now.
And how they're doing, I know foveated was the first word they used.
Foveated streaming? Foveated...
Something like that, where that's applying to all VR games.
You think foveated is FOV, field of view? You think that's where foveated comes from?
Sure.
It works.
Sure.
I like it.
I'm foveated right now.
I've never been more foveated, brother.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, they're saying like every VR game ever made.
Right.
They're doing that voodoo where it's just like, okay, the part that your eye is looking at directly, that's where all the, the horsepower is going to.
We could have seen that through the monitor because it wasn't just tracking your like head movements. It was like your specific eyeball movements.
Yeah, they turned on that filter that's just like a debug mode.
Yeah.
And then, you couldn't see it on the monitor, but like I'm standing perfectly still and moving my eyes around in Half-Life Alyx, and I'm seeing a square
Yeah.
of like, oh, this is the square that's getting most of the love.
Foveated resolution?
That sounds right. Foveated streaming, foveated resolution.
Yeah, you know what? I'll flash up what it actually was
Here it
a
is.
million times by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dan, I don't know. I was really, really impressed by the whole thing.
It's, it's not often that Valve, they're a secretive company, right?
Yes,
They do their thing, and then they'll let you know when they're ready. And so when Valve comes calling, it's like, oh, we should probably get on a plane.
Yeah, I'll get on a plane.
I've never been, this is probably like my 5th time coming out to Valve, and every time it's been like, oh, I see, okay. It's never just some horseshit thing. So.
No. And yeah, I don't know. I always also enjoy just hearing that team talk about whatever they're working on. Very passionate crew over there.
I'm glad we came out here. You know, we're just coming off a marathon stream and stuff, and it's like, oh God, a back-to-back trip. Then we come out here and it's like, oh, okay, now I want all those things real bad.
Yeah, I want all those things real bad. Like, I was completely fine not picking up the Steam Deck OLED because I was completely fine with my existing Steam Deck. Didn't feel the need to upgrade. But seeing all of this, like the Steam machine, the Steam controller, and the Steam frame, it's like, oh, I want it.
Now, Jay, most importantly, you are flying out before me here.
Yeah.
What do I fucking order when I want a coffee tomorrow?
Okay, just get a latte.
I just want a latte.
Just a latte.
If they ask me about milk,
Just say whole milk is fine.
Whole milk is fine. Yeah. If they don't give it to me, do I need to do it at a station?
No, a latte is primarily milk. Okay. And with like a shot of espresso.
I will remember this.
Yes. Well, don't worry, I've mementoed you already.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Jan, this was, as always, great to travel with you.
Fantastic trip as always.
Saw some cool stuff.
Whew, yeah.
All right, well, that's it. Bajanza?
Badanza. Explosion.
Bajanza!
Badanza!